I welcome everyone, our council members and the committee members of the Civil Engineering Sectional Committee. If I brief you about a little bit about our Civil Engineering Sectional Committee activities, we will be conducting technical presentations on different demanding areas and non-technical area presentations for aiming the country situation and the environmental and the public issues. We will be focusing on those. Also, we will be organizing civil engineering from the Civil Engineering Sectional Committee, some technical tools and site visits, CSR programs, and CPDs, including many other. And request you all to be with us, be with the Civil Engineering Sectional Committee, and share your knowledge and come out with some proposals and do our and get your good resource persons, and we will work together so we can focus our main areas what we want to improve, especially with our younger generation. So let me come to today's event under the title Secrets to Success in Combined Entrepreneurship, which is a timely requirement under the present situation of the country. This lecture will focus how to combine local engineering and non-engineering decisions and to build a sustainable business model to resist the troublesome economic condition. One of our main focuses is also assisting the younger generation, and Dr. Pradeep's this lecture will be basically for this audience to make aware how to improve your abilities, capacities, and confidence in order to work in globally recognized market. I'm definite that you will find good solutions and some good decisions you can take from this, and it will be very effective for you. So please enjoy that. I thank you. So I now invite Engineer Himal Hikkadua to give the introduction and speech about our resource person, Dr. Laksiri. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. Dear Sir, dear Madam, and ladies and gentlemen, and our colleagues. So, Engineer Dr. Kamal Laksiri Pradeep is a senior lecturer of Department of Civil Engineering of Open University of Sri Lanka, and he earned his Bachelor of Civil and Environmental Engineering at the University of Ruhuna in 2009, and his postgraduate diploma in Structural Engineering at the University of Peradeniya in 2011. Later, he was awarded with the prestigious merit scholarships for the PhD at the University of Basilica, Italy, under the European Commission EU NICE grant from 2012 to 2014, and his thesis were awarded the super category under the PhD cycle at the University of Basilica. Not only that, he has been awarded Best Young Chartered Engineering Excellence by the Institution of Engineers Sri Lanka. Presently, Dr. T.L. Pradeep is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of ECO International Engineering Consultancy Private Limited, Vermostry, high-rise building and infrastructure development and also he used to undertake many local and foreign jobs. So he's the academic, the entrepreneur, and now has become a role model for young entrepreneurial engineer who graduate the young engineers to the industry as a model. Thank you, sir. All to you, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, the IESL committee members, and also my dear colleagues, and also the people who are joined with the online. First, let me thanks for the Civil Engineering Sectional Committee for inviting me to deliver this lecture. Today, basically, what we are trying to do is bit of combine the technical and non-technical things to have a sustainable economical model for yourself and also the bit of the company itself. So the outline of the presentation is a engineer's career. This can be even you can apply for the members. I know some of you are from joining from the online. They are even the non-engineers. So the what you can be the role models for the success. Then the technical approach for the success and non-technical approach, and the combined technical and non-technical approach for the sustainable economical model. Before going to the details, I think we all should know why we are here. We might be right from the beginning in the life, probably dreaming to be a doctor, engineer, lawyer, so the accountant. Beyond that, probably very few say, I want to be a driver, probably the singer. That's the society, I mean, the break into the section. But however, in terms of the success, when you ask at the age of 30, that question, if you ask again, where you wanted to be placed in your career. So the questions may be probably you wanted to have happiness, you wanted to have a good financial strength, you wanted to live sustainable in the society, and also you wanted to have something you can enjoy in the retirement age, I would say in the latter part. However, being in the society, it doesn't matter engineer or the doctor, or beyond that, probably you might handle, let's say the 100,000s compared, but still the people expectation for the individual won't be changed. Everyone, I think at the end of the day, wanted to have a stress-free life. We always work hard. I think everyone, no one can say my job is hard. I respect even right from the beginning. So when I see the people who ride in the bicycle, probably to the day-to-day market, bring the probably banana or something, I see how he struggled his life. By the way, someone can say who is driving the Mercedes would have a better life in their career. No, absolutely. Probably the life we used to define based on the physical achievement in the career. This is what everyone say. If you have a good house, if you have a good car, if you have a good income, so everybody's used to say 90%, 95%. If you ask, so he used to be success. But is that true? Right? Is that true? It is not absolutely. I believe in my career, probably I would work. I mean, we can talk a bit of that. I work probably in my early career, maybe the age of 20, more than 20 hours per day. Assuming that I wanted to work 2-3 hours per day, probably at the age of 40, which I have right now, almost I'm reaching to that. I think few of my staff, I mean, the engineers are here. So they know that. I used to come for the office half an hour, I finish my things and I leave. I don't want to sit every 8 hours, every 10 hours in my office to see what's happening, what this X is doing, what this Y is doing, how the financial commitment is coming. Because we are supposed to be a good managers, probably working after 10 years. But I think I bit of have experience in Europe, living for the 5 to 6 years. Those countries in a probably in the education system still showing how do you want to be a success manager, which we are right now missing even in the Sri Lanka. Because at the age of even the final year, we work hard for the theories and everything. So I don't have any blame for that. But at least now young generations, probably, We have a lot of issues right now. If you take 3 years back, we might say, I think every day you see the negatives. You ask, no petrols, no gas, probably, you say the foods are going up, the prices are, the inflation. So we talk much negative. But do you know that in some businesses has reached more than 100 to 1000% growth over the last 3 years? Not because of they are not living in the different world. We as, not as an engineer, even everybody in the society used to act. It means if there is issues come, we try to act. But very few people are trying to react. React itself, you identify the problems before it hit to you. So then you are ready for that. When you are trying to act yourself for the problems, then of course you are to delay. These 3 questions, have you ever asked in your life yourself? Who wanted to be? I am sure 100% now you will never say the engineer, doctor, accountant anymore at this age. If you ask this question at the grade 5 in school, yeah, probably you will get, I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be an engineer. But today you probably wanted to say that I wanted to be a success man. I wanted to have a happiness. I wanted to retire at the age of 50. I wanted to do everything for my family. I want to take care of my sons and daughters. This is what we are thinking at the age of this. We have a here age of 20 to probably the 40. So then where you wanted to be? This is quite important, because our society, when we are studying itself, we put the ceiling for looking at someone. For example, if one engineer who is getting 1 million salary just after graduate with the company maintained vehicle and given the quarters and having the chef in the kitchen. So that is the ceiling we look, even myself. Then every 100 students in the final year, we wanted to be a successful. I remember even in when I'm graduating, we were talking in a single person who has got the project manager position just after the graduate, and he's having the huge salary compared to others. So everyone's ceiling puts there. So out of 100, 2% will be there. So others, what will? You will end up with the frustrated. So that's what I am just telling to you, where you wanted to be. It should be marked based on your capacity. It should be marked based on your intention. It should be marked based on the way you wanted to live. For example, I don't have any issue that someone is still going by bus, but he should be happy. If someone's doing cycling for the office, not to show himself he is satisfied, I am all right. So are we doing that? Absolutely not. So then our expectation is somewhere there. Only 2% will be achieved. The 90% are what will? Because expectation and the achievement having the huge gap. So then the 2% will be all right. So the 95% will be ended up with what? The frustration, the worry, because nobody can go there. If you remember in your batchmate, everyone, probably here today, after 10 years time, you take, those are not the people who have performed in the university, of course, because you are riding a different bicycle. In the university, you are riding a different bicycle. When you come to the industry, you have to ride the different bicycle. When you are going for the family life, like a marriage, you have to ride a different bicycle. So the people getting success in each and every ride will be different. For example, someone good in family life, someone good in engineering, someone good in doing his job, someone doing good in his education. But you should know, you should discover yourself, what is your performance, where you can perform the best. That's why we will in our life mostly, I don't know, in other countries, what I'm saying in Sri Lankan context, I'm openly say 95% spend their life in the first 30 years on someone's life. Are you agreed with me? Right? So mother said, why you are not taking that much of marks? Because that student took it. Fingering to another student, he got 95, so you got 60. But that student got 55, and still your student is 60, so the mother will happy. So everyone wants to live in others' life in first 30 to 35 years in everybody's career. Then at the 30, 35, so everyone think they are alive. Then so many buses has missed. So be a different. So if you wanted to become a special person, you have to be special right from the beginning in your life. Never too late. Maybe I start my career, probably. If someone asks, when you become a CEO, like I used to say the answer at the age of 8. Because I sell the brick. I used to, at a grade 3 in my school, I used to produce the brick myself. And the first time I get rejected. Second time I get rejected because I brought with the wheelbarrow and give it to someone. Nobody is going to take it because my bricks are not nice. You got my point? For the life are hard for me, everyone. So my families, my father, mother, everyone is, the farmers. So we wanted to bit of help to them. But by the way, we don't have any issue for eating. But anyway, we took a part of that beginning. So at the grade 3, so I start producing the clay bricks. Then I probably 10 times I got failed because nobody wants to take my brick. And 11th time probably, so they want to take it, but 50 cents. I remember the first time I sell one brick at a 50 cents. By the way, others sell at a 2 rupees. I still all right because I get entered to the world. So CEO career, if someone, so I start at the age of 8. So right now I do have almost 30 years experience. You got my point? So no one, I mean, that's where I am passionate. So you should, even at the age of 40, never late. But today you ask where you wanted to be in another 5 years. Do you have any milestone? No. You go morning in the work and return to the home, having the kids, and tomorrow you start another day, sleep. But if someone asks for the next whole year, I do have my plan. I think I have talked with my engineers also here, right? This is the way we got mislead our success. If you know other countries, I would say, I mean, I say always Sri Lanka is the best. But there are certain things we should learn from the other countries. Jealousy is zero in other countries. We don't live in other life. You got my point? Probably next house the Mercedes and this house is walking, but still they can have ice creams together. Do we invite such a people in our life? If you wanted to have a party, so you take one layer to invite. You will never get invite for the lower level good people. I mean, very rarely you might, but if you take a majority, it's like that, right? And why you wanted to be there? That's another question. Why you wanted to be there? For example, now I work hard, not for me, absolutely. I want these younger people to be success earlier than me because I started, I would say here, probably nobody is like me where I started. Everybody started the life probably ahead. So I think if so, you should pass me in near future. You should, your speed should be much higher than, because your vehicle is already there. So I have to find my vehicle for the wheels, the engine, so the nuts and bolt, petrols and everything I made for my vehicle. But probably the parent itself, now already your engine has been set up by given a degree. Probably you have a better place to sleep at the age of initially. You know, so then you should think about in another 10 years why you wanted to be, not to show off the world. How many people are today suffering? Even I would say here 60% at least are suffering today to show off the things to others. For example, the vehicle. In a big trap in the life in Sri Lanka is a vehicle. If you start buying the vehicle at the first salary, first job, so you will get trapped because Your salary is 50,000. Then you give the letters to the bank that I have additional income from the coconuts and everything. So you say the bank like that, like a bottom line, you don't need a loan. That's what you said, because I have this much of income, but still you wanted to have a loan. So then you actually have a 50,000 income, but you take a vehicle value of 10 million, which you can only bear for the 2.5 million. Then 5 years is finished. So how do you achieve your dream? For example, we have realized this because we have worked and we failed before you probably. So that's why you wanted to be. Think about it, bit of. Right. So let's come to the professional's job. What do you think about the professional jobs? For example, I know here majority people are from the engineering background, but I know some of the people are even joined today, like a non-technical doctors and the lawyers. Think about it. What do you mean by the professional job? How do you endorse yourself as a professional worker? It says, if someone completed the task better than the ordinary person, we used to call a professional person. That's why probably you go for if you wanted to have your car washing, the regular car wash, you go for the service station. But if you be there for the whole period, so the change in the oil, so we can do at home if you want. Some people are right now doing it. But we think still they know everything. For example, if the right mechanic at the garage, so when the vehicle comes by the sound, he know the problems where is it, which we may not be able to identify it. That's called the profession, right? To have an success, which I personally believe, so that 5% would be success in any category. They only lead their professional career. For example, if someone's with the engineer, so they will ended up with the CEO. I think there's a slide for that. Reaching the top position in the institution, or beyond that, any institution, they might be success. But in a certain point, you should take a turn as a good manager. So everyone is doing managing. I think if you are, for example, if you don't have a manager skill, no matter, it's office, you are going to fail. At a house, it's as a father, you are going to fail. As a mother, you are going to fail. As a friend, you are going to fail. Because probably someone, for example, if someone's late in his life, he late for everything. For the office, he late. For the function, he late. For the trip, he late. That's his attitude. It won't change. It won't work for the office in a different way and the house in a different way. So the guy who carrying the office team will be definitely carrying best way in the house family members as well. So this is where we bit of striking right now, bit of taking our turns. So what do you mean by the bit of hard work? I think so. Everyone say I used to work because my working time is 8 to 4, but I work overnight. So useless. If someone work after 4 o'clock, I'm sorry to say. So you are working at a wrong place, or you are working in a wrong way. So probably you have been given the work that you not be able to do. So then leave it and jump into another world. And probably you are working it in a wrong way. So we should always know that how your lives to be fashionated. Remember, so you all me and right now probably passing, I would say the average 30. Let's say we work hard, we will work at up to age 60. How many days you remaining for living? How many days you remaining for work? Only 10,000. Remember, 10,000 days are remaining. If you have 30 years to work in your life, so only 10,000 approximately days are remaining to work. 10,000 you can count is easily. So today we are passing out of them. Today we are getting off one of these days out of the 10,000. So remember that you should work hard, true, but it should be the result-oriented work. It's not like you wake up tomorrow and go. I will start the business in the one day. The people used to say they will never start the business in their career. If someone wanted to start the business, they will start the business tomorrow. If someone wanted to success in their life, they wanted to success soon tomorrow, not after 3 months. Nobody will do after 3 months. If you are not being done, the positive notes in your life over the last 10 years, remember tomorrow is also the same day. If you, unless or otherwise, you are not putting your effort to make different today, with respect to yesterday. If you change today, the result will come tomorrow. But if you are spending the day today, the same as yesterday, don't expect any changes in tomorrow. The God will not look at you. Everything comes inside you. Today, start doing smaller things. Remember, if you have a ladder within 1 meter space, that ladder is useless. Because you may not be able to keep your foot and go up. But everybody wants to have that kind of ladder in their life. But make a small steps, small ladder, you take it and put like this. So every long journey start with the smaller step. But what we want to have a today sleep and tomorrow we want to have a dream house. Today we wanted to talk a bit of gossip about the friends, but tomorrow we wanted to have a success in our life. That will never come. That will never comes in your life. So every day you try to keep small steps. Those are the steps which began for the long journey. So that's what I'm telling. So again, I'm talking the people who wanted to be a bit of taking a change towards success. So what I was done is, so the certain point, I thought the engineering career is best. That's true. Because we work with the numbers and we work with the statics. If someone says, okay, I have 100,000 rupees. My accommodations per month is 5,000. For the food is 2,000. For the clothes and everything is another 3,000. So other wear and tear, everything. So then you might calculate per month is 10,000. So we are good in engineering and the numbers. So we have 100,000. We can live for the 10 months. So that calculation you have to be done. But if you wanted to have a land or the house or the vehicle in your life in a 5 years time, knowing that you only dream, that won't become true. So work it on. How much you need for the land, how much you need for the house, how much you need for the car, then put in those. And probably, I think if you put this one, I would say, in Sri Lankan context, it will never come true. Land is 20 million, house is 20 million, 40 million, car is 10 million, 50 million. So 5 years, it is almost 60 months, divide by 60. Almost you will reach the 800 net profit to have these 3 dreams in your 5 years life. Can you do? Definitely you may not be able to do that. So that's why we need a bit of the entrepreneur into your professional career. So I think everyone, I'm not encouraging everyone to do that because some are really not be able to do the businesses. But 90% we should do that because we are the people who have been paid by the taxes in a poor people, our village. So every dal 1 kilo, so we have been paid for the pre-education. Every fisherman who is right now at the sea, so they are paying for our education. So we have responsibility to feed them back. So then tomorrow we all have a responsibility of taking their life also. Part of that, I think we should serve the nation. So that's why I'm telling. So that we be bit of innovative and bit of digitalized persons. We can be a global man. That's what my expectations you to do. In the local Sri Lanka, we are talking about the almost 4 million families, which lead for the 22 million population. We have only 4 million families in the country. Remember. So then we are talking about the issue in these 4 million families. So then you and me take at least thousands family responsibility at once. So the problems might be solved in tomorrow, which is called the unemployment. So everyone is still having the engineering degree, innovatives and everything. We think that we are the number one and we are world leading engineers and everything. But still we are on road to look for the job. Why we bit off ahead and we don't access the global recognitions for ourselves? Right. So then I would ask these 3 questions. So are you feeling yourself fail? Are you feeling yourself stressed? Are you feeling yourself unable? So the first, yourself fail, I would say, you might in a wrong generation and the wrong society. Probably your WhatsApp groups early in the morning. Even you will bring up to the different world. So the entire world which you will enjoy through the digital, for example, Facebook, WhatsApp, beyond that, I don't know, the Viber, so everything. So you look at these old messages. Do you want to look at? No. So I have been almost now removing 99% WhatsApp group in myself. I don't ask you to do that, but do it yourself. Because I don't want someone's failure counts in my life. Because I have responsibility to make sure my team is positive today. For example, all of a sudden, if someone say, you are not the right person for your position, so it's negative. You are not a success man. It's so how do you the other person, how you can determine yourself? So let you to determine yourself. So I don't take care of others' determinations on my view. So people, I mean, you can't, again, I think the famous theory that you can't make 100% satisfied in any society. But 90% you should, 95% much better. But 5%, of course, they will bring negative to you. I will tell you the reasons why. The people always like to see you always under their hand. So at that time, if you do the mistake, it's okay. No, it's fine, Try it next time. No, you keep trying. But still, you are under their hand. But when you're passing them, your mistake will be publicly in the Facebook, WhatsApp, in different level. Why? Because now you are passing him. It's become challenge to him. At that time, how much you closer to him, how much he helped to you, you have to leave him. You have to respect him if he has helped you to grow up. But this level, if he is still throwing the stone to you, I think it's quite difficult time, but you have to leave it. So I have done certain places in my life. Even though the person who is very close to your life, in a certain place, if you take a turn beyond himself, so then they will take a negativity of you. So that of course. So that's why you need to be in the right society. Probably, I would say, I think some of my team's members are here in the engineering firm. So probably we having like a sleepless night for working the project. I know. I mean, sometimes the 48 hours continuously, starting from beginning to next. But at that time, I know even when I look at them, I see, are they still happy? Are they still have issues? Even they do the mistakes I have seen, but I don't want blame to them. I want let them to learn themselves. Because if I guide them, so tomorrow itself I have to go office and guide them. So I let even the job is going to the other world, I don't mind. Let them to learn themselves, because I make a solid person to represent myself. So tomorrow, if they go for the meeting, so if someone say the team is strength and good in deliver the thing, so that's my ultimate goal. Because remember, we have to, I mean, whatever the success right now in the life, we have to live one day. So any company in the world, maybe 100 years company, today probably having the financial issues if you are not right manager. So I know in that probably our designs and everything, each has a lifetime. Even this planet has a life. Even we have a life. So even our company and everything have a life. So at that time, you should fight for bringing the peak in a short period. So I am fighting for that. So I don't want this to continue at the age of 60. Why should I? So at the age of 60, I wanted to sit at the chair in the morning, and I wanted to remember this X. Probably we work like this for this project. We work like this for achieve this one. So the life is a short journey. So the stress, mostly your stress is what? Probably right now, if you are stressed, something you have to deliver in tomorrow your office. Am I right or wrong? You have not finished your work right now. So if you are smart, leave it at office and do not take it back to the home. Why? You will get a revenge from your daughters and son, your wife and husband. Remind it. I think call yourself. So if you are a mature person, you should leave the things on the table where you live. So mostly people, what they do, they stand up, they wake up the day. Once they wake up, they take a mobiles in the hand, right? And they start thinking about what I have delivered in the office. But remember, you take your daughter to school. And at the time, if the ambulance goes, if your daughter wanted to ask, what is this red light? So you are on call, calling someone else. So she probably daughter don't have time to ask it again. And after you do this one for the 1 week, they will keep silent, even not asking the question. So the good teacher, if you are a good father or the mother itself, you have to make yourself a good teacher to your son or daughter. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying. The leave your past. So yesterday you done the mistake. We all have worries in our life. Everyone. Someone say, I would have done the level best, but I went for the wrong class or something. Someone say, I would have gone to Australia when I was graduated, but now we are too late. Why should you worry? Why? Remember, I don't know whether you all agreed with or not. So we all have the 24 hours per day. We all have 3 meals to eat. It doesn't matter engineer or the doctor or the labor or someone, right? If you ask yourself this question, so then very easy to move forward and take off this stress out. The third one is unable. When you ask someone to come for the interview, so the interview itself, a self-prepared. I am fully dedicated. So if I am asking, so tell me yourself, I am hardworking, fully dedicated, working overnight. So everything they said. So deliver the job. So they come up with 1,000 excuses. If we give the design for that, I don't know this part. What is the loads to take it? But good, I mean, you can be a good engineer, definitely with the knowledge. But it doesn't mean that you are not a good deliverer. We need the delivery people. At the end, I don't mind the knowledge you have, for example, whatever the calculation you do. So I don't mind it at all. But if I give the design, if someone deliver in the 1 day and someone deliver after 1 month, so it makes huge difference for me. So I like the first one. So that is called the performance-based analysis and the evaluation. Which need? Today in Sri Lanka, I mean, so everywhere you go, you ask, Basunahe, come tomorrow for small work in my house. So if it is 2 drops of water by the rain, so he won't come to your house. This is the place where we are living. Am I right? So then I am at home because I don't want to go office because you need to give the instruction. So I lost per day 10,000, but he is not coming. Here people mostly, very sad to say, over promise and under deliver in my country. Everyone say, I will do this one, this one, this one. Don't worry. No need for the 1 month. I will deliver everything is 2 weeks. But after 2 weeks, they said, no, you can't. This is so many problems like, you know. But remember, number one, if you are asked to deliver some things in the 1 week, give it with the two days with so many mistakes. Doesn't matter. So it is like you have done the 90% of your job. But if you been deliver the work that been asked for the 1 week, after 1 month, it should be 99% perfect. So I said a bit of lazy person in my life. I used to say I never read the book in my life from the beginning to end up to now, because I'm not be able to do that. But I am a good tricker. I mean, when I was in the hostel, I'm just telling. I mean, next to we will come how these models working. I'm telling the unable. Mostly, probably you are not be able to do that. Ask someone to do it behalf of you in smartly. I will tell the story. So I was in the hostel at the Virata Central College. So in every term end, so we have I'm in the hostel. We have been given 5 novels to read it out. And when the returning to the new term, so the hostel master is asking the every novel the question whether you read to check whether you read it or not. I know there are 1,000 people around me. They want even more than 50 books to read. So I am smart enough. I distribute 5 books among those friends within 1 minute. And I come new day, the new term, and I ask, Macha, so then I answers very well than them because my vocal is good. They read well, but they can't present it. So behalf of me, they read. So even the Gump earlier, so I don't have a readable novel. I have only someone's doing the voice for me. Even today itself, I think Tushara knows it better. Right? I never read. So that's my passion. It's my mistake. It's my unable, but I make it able to someone else. You got my point? So then it doesn't matter. Someone's run very fast, someone get very slow. It doesn't matter. You want to be there anyway. If someone's, riding, jump into his body, go to end. So that doesn't matter. But fairly you go it because you don't want to disturb that. That's how the smart people work in this world. If you take, I have recently seen the top 100 companies in the world, they don't have a 73 or 76%, they don't have a single degree. The owners of the first 100, so after that they have been awarded by the university like a honorarium position and all. You go. So then the laziest people will do smart jobs in the world. Remember, because my talk is different. Because I have proven myself and I'm telling you have to trust me. If someone come and tell the philosophy, you have to think twice. Right. So this is what I think the work, this is my model. I used to go Tantrike model. So the work in transition. For example, I think I made for engineering. If you start with the engineering at the age of 20, right? So the stress goes up. Site engineer, project manager, general manager, CEO. I know at the age of probably the 50. Even here, there are some consultants. I know they work early in the morning, 3 o'clock. Because delivered the project at the age of 50. I know. Even right now sitting here. But engineer at the age of 20, less stressing. So he becomes CEO, probably other institution at the end. So if X-company, X-construction company, if someone wanted to be a CEO, you have to wait probably the 40, 50. So think about other way around. You are going to have your own entrepreneurships at the age of 20. Let's say no worries. So the stress is this much. So I'm not sure how many people come and eat my hoppers. Stress is much higher. You know, this point I am talking about. Sorry. I am talking about this one. So this is my own entrepreneur. So this is your traditional way of going in the construction company. Right? So the site engineer, no stress, 5 o'clock, go home, finish. If the cement comes, you check everything. Concrete comes, you check the slump, whether it's right or wrong. The project manager will be taking a decision. So no issues at all. Right? If someone revert these curves the way I did, so the CEO at the age of 20, you have a lot of stress. So I remember when I was working in the Colombo Municipal Council, the construction company. So first deal I remember, so I can't remember 6.5 million. I came to know that that's going to be more than 10 million. So every night I'm crying myself. Because where is money? I have only 23,495 salary in 2009. But I am going to hit 3.5 million loss. I had two options. One thing is crying all the day. And the second one is I have to recover this 3.5 million. So then at the time I was in a boarding place, right? So my first job, I have to think. So then I start, okay, I will not have my own boarding. So I slept in the batting center. Remember, I have only one friend in the Colombo from my village. He is working in the batting center at the Dehival. So then, because anyway, I have no choice because I got the challenge. So then it's finished 12 o'clock. I remember we slept on the table. We have a bath and everything on their washrooms and all. So then that's why I'm telling. Till that I work as a draftman in a different company, right? So the daytimes the engineer, and the night times the big housing construction company. I remember, if you remember in the 2010, you know that the company, every time TV programs are going. So I went for the Kandana and I do the after 4 o'clock to midnight, 10 o'clock for drawing the house and the structural design. So this is true. This is true. So that's why I'm telling, I work for the almost 20 hours per day. Then anyway, the second house came. So I work hard. So likewise, I think just after the graduate, probably within 1 year's time, so I got my first land in Colombo. Then someone could ask, do we need to work hard this much? Do we need to work this much at this age? The people will ask, and a lot of argument. Yes, you shouldn't. If you wanted to work at the age of 40. If you wanted to work at the age of the 40, so you stay today very calm. So the challenges all will come at that age, and the energy also will not have at the age of 40, which you will experience at the age of 20. So that's what I'm telling. This curve is much important. So which I have developed. So then, if someone being a site manager in a traditional track, so at the age of 30, you might be the shareholder in a profit-making company. What do you mean by the shareholder? So then you get the passive income. So you sleep, you see, you have a coffee. So every second, behalf of you, someone making the money. So after this, probably, you will lead for the passive income. Would you like to do that? Right? So we'll go for the 40. So many project managers, I'm sure. At the age of 40, if you take in your engineering career, you will reach the project manager. But at that time, in other words, you can be the investor. So how do you invest? How do you see? Because right now, if you come through these periods successfully, you know how to play with money. Money should control by ourselves, not the money should control you. The people usually get money controlled by you because you are on the wrong investment at your age, probably taking the higher, I don't know what to say, probably the higher commodity, everything at the age of 25, which the society put the benchmark for that. I remember 3 years back, I met one engineer. He said, he's a young guy, sir, මොනවා වුණත් දැන් වාහනයක් ගන්න වෙනවා ගෙදර බලන් ඉන්නේ වාහනේ ගන්න. So that's he said just after the graduate. So I don't have any issue with that. So he went to the bank. I signed for the IESL loan and all. I remember. So still he's paying. So at the age of 50, today, I mean, I don't have any issue if someone's drive the Mercedes at the age of 20, but it should not control your pocket, control your life, and it should not limit your mind, stress. To reach this position quite difficult, I know. I think to reach the self-financial discipline is not an easy task in your life. To that, you have to fail many times. That's what I'm telling the story of clay bricks. But I was learning at the age of 8 that. So then when I become age of 20, so I have 12 years of almost the CEO experience. I think many, even I know Dr. Tushara and everyone, we came through this channel. He also, I know, selling many things. So when we talk about everything with the success people, they have a similar story. Only thing is I sell clay, probably someone say rubber seeds or something. You know, the story is different because life is a molded one, I say. So no one can escape it. If you go in the right way, so your life is molded on the right way, right? So we'll come to the next one because right now I'm almost at this age in my life, even less than that, right? 30s plus, close to 40. Then right now I am doing this one in my life, the finance controller. And every morning, I think my team is here, so I brought them because if I'm lying, so they might get caught. So every morning I push for them for the finance side. I wanted to see tomorrow my company, my design firm and other business to be financially sustainable. Anymore, I don't want to be the profit. I don't want to see the much profit in it. Because my vehicle has been successfully made out now, for which make for the another 20 years, 10 years. But I make sure to fill the gasoline every day for the longer run. For that, I sit with them for the 2 hours. Right? I make them motivated. So many problems with us also. So many problems. I think we can talk even 12 months, the problems. But we are not here to talk about the problem. We are here to talk about the solution. I think everybody can bring the problems. Even this water bottle, someone can say why it made like this. So if it is straight, so the less use of plastic and the bottle will be less use of plastic. So everybody can complain it. So then come up with the solution. That is most difficult. That is the challenging part. Right? So the finally, right? Probably, I don't know if you can achieve this one at the age of 60. So I am going to put this one as a 45. So I will look for my retirement. It doesn't mean that I will stay at the home. It means 100%, 95% my income are generated the passive income. It means when I have in the apple juice, probably in the pool in the morning, so at the time, it should be generated 1 million in somewhere else behalf of me. How do you do that? So then there should be a business which may not be able to attack by the competitor, not be able to attack by my skills, not be able to attack by only my name. But make sure that you all need to have the passive income probably. So then I am working on right now. So the agriculture, the different thing I am putting on there. Because remember, passive income, always try to make yourself without human interaction. For example, the one example is a tea state, which I am right now doing, because I don't mind to tell yourself. The tea growth will only depend the sunlight, water, and the soil. If someone strike, no, nothing will happen to the tea tree. So then they will give still the broadleaf. Am I right? So the people strike tomorrow at the construction site. What will happen? Your progress is 0. But if people is struck at the state, so nothing will happen. Tomorrow we'll pluck it with a different team. Finish. So that's what called the passive in every life. Even 100 rupees right now. Think about the passive in that makes some 1 million of gut feeling and the confidence. You got my point? So you always have to have a few coconut trees at your home. You know that 50 coconuts will bring you a month, which make probably 15 to 100, 5,000 incomes per month. So don't you feel a bit of confidence? Yes. So if there is a lockdown or anything, you have to only find the rice because you have a coconut. Otherwise, you have to find the coconut and rice together to feed yourself. Then find the rice. Then that problem is also gone. So this is how you have to be self-sustained at the age of whatever earliest possible. So I love to do that. I mean, I don't know. I believe the 90% my theories will valid. But 10% of course the people will go in against that. That's of course. Otherwise the world would have a consistency everywhere. Right? So for example, believe virtual cash bit of. That's my, I think, fault, probably my mistake, but still I love to do that because I don't want, because I work very hard. So every cent in my account has a value, which probably someone's work in my office, someone's who bring the cement packets to the hardware, the steel selling, lorry driver. So I know the value of that. That I don't want to just throw out. Probably I throw out and bill for 4 times, that I don't mind it. I value which I have earned. But for someone, it's good. But if you are doing that, share markets, Binance, Bitcoins and everything, you should carefully analyze your capacities. And whatever you earn for the 10 years, 50 years, should not put as one times, which or gone in a second. Should be, but 10% if you play with that, I don't have any objection with that. So likewise, the people should do their own calculation or determinations in their life. So I think this model is work for me very well. Because I think everyone right now in engineering community, even I said, I think they are here. So I said, my employee, don't worry about next year. Your salary being deposited as a fixed deposit in the bank. Even though we don't have a single job, I will pay for next year. So that guarantees was given. So they don't have any issue of the job security for the next year. But year after, depend on how we works together. That I always remember every morning. Okay, so what will be the 2024? 2023 we done. So then their mind is not polluted by the job risk. Their mind is not polluted by the, tomorrow I have to be go. Their mind, if the country's, financial situation that we have to be in the house, they don't have any issue because I have given the certification that the 2023 will be paid 100%. So, but let's work for the 2024. We have been secured for the 2023 jobs also. I think they are here. So, but 2024 success will depend on what we do for the 2023. So remember, we'll work hard, we'll overnight, we'll enjoy. So when you work overnight, your food is unlimited. Enjoy it. You put the blue karaoke and everything, dance for the 15 minutes, no issue. I wanted to tomorrow morning 7 o'clock, 10 to get ready. This is what I say, and I say bye, and I go home and bit of sleeping, but I don't say I am sleeping. But even sometimes up to 2 o'clock in the morning, I wake up at the home because I have to respond. This is how the boss, the leadership is not someone's given the instruction. You have to live a part of it. This is what in Sri Lankan community is missing. Right? So if someone asks, how do you learn this? I mean, so this is by practice. I think we are here to share the kindness. If you share the kindness, it will be returned back. If you give in 100% what you learn, so that will be returned to us. So likewise, the things will be returned in a smooth way, right? So this model, I think everybody should be here. I mean, you can bit of make a moderation. I don't mind it. But if you work on this one, so this is quite important for everyone, because I would say, don't offense on me. So we have been having only 2.5 years issue. The corona, lockdown, the Sri Lankan economic collapse, IMF issues, and everything. We are talking about 2.5 years. So you work for the 10 years and 2.5, your life is collapsing. So where you were? Were you in the sustainable life? So where do you analyze your risk pattern? So I think you don't blame it to anyone, even including the country. So you should ask yourself, so the way we live is wrong. So every time you should project yourself how to live for the next 10 years, next 15 years. You should always, I am all right. So I think when my model, I say the ceiling I already reached. In my life, where to be, I passed at the 5 years back. But still, I am working hard because that is for the bonus. So then tomorrow, if I can buy the helicopter, so I am happy. So that I will count it as a bonus, not expectation. So I work for the helicopter, probably at least to be chartered for 1 month in my life. Just dreams, no harm, because that is bonus. That is not my expectation. If it is achieved, it will take it as a bonus to my life. So that's how the people will, because people today, every time they are ceiling taking up. If someone bicycle, then car is, then the next car level, likewise, jeep, likewise. So every year you put into that. So of course, your expectation, my definition for the stress is expectation, in the difference between the expectation and the achievement. So in between, so the gap is called the stress. If your kids in school wanted to be first 5, so that is your expectation. If kids become the 10th in your class, so the gap is 5, so it's stress. If you wanted to be, okay, all right, so I will take care of at the university level to be any, even the last one in the class. So then your expectation within the number, so there's no risk at all, no stress at all. So make some reasonable ceiling for your life. This is quite challenging. Right. Then we will come for the professional job. Usually it is working for someone. Income is fixed. For example, if someone's go for the today's the government, so I had a 24,395, my first government job. I would say today, even the government, it won't be the more less than 200,000 for sure. The pension schemes government job. So I'm talking about today. I was in 2010. I am earning 23,495. If I were there, so today I will get less than 150. So then, I quit my job. I remember I have been given the cabs and everything. I am eligible for the quarters in the Colombo city. So I don't fascinate for that. I quit the job very. Someone said to me, this is the very first time engineer leave this organization at this much of early. But anyway, so today I have given them a right answer to their career. This is what we need. You all have a good abilities and the careers, skills and everything, but it has been covered by a bit of ego. Because you wanted to say, I work in X place, I don't want to. So then, come. So when you go for the any hotels or any government institution, with the badge your car, the gate will automatically open. But even with 100 millions per month income, with the short and the old car, the gate will close. You got my point? Sometimes these are the determination. We don't take a risk in our life. So I mean, think about yourself, right? So bit of getting the global recognitions. I think in Sri Lanka, we are right now limited for the jobs, right? Limited for the works. So everyone is struggling. So every day we are asking, this company has sent 300 engineers to home. This company has said 400 engineers to home, likewise. So what we got as a company, the precautions. How do we work together? How do we, works against that? Right? So then I think we have our sponsors today. So before that, I would say, so everyone, are you analyzing tomorrow what will happen yourself? You have a judgment on that? How would be the 2023? You should analyze worst 2023, you should analyze. Again, lockdown, there are rumors, then the March, no petrol, right? Are you ready for that? So likewise, there are so many problems we are talking right now. So are you really analyzing the risk of 2023? Prepare for the worst and work for the best. If you are ready for the worst, so no harm. So you are ready then. But having known the worst, work for the best. So I will do the balance of the presentation just after our sponsors presentation. It's only 5 minutes. So today our sponsor is the BlueScope. It's a proud business partner for me in the many project. Even the last year we have done large couple of projects with them. So I think they have accepted our sponsorship outright. So I will give them to give a 5 minutes sponsorship presentation, and we'll continue the presentation. How do you reach the global market? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to thank Engineer Mangala Silva and Engineer Dr. Pradeep for giving this opportunity. We, BlueScope Lizard Lanka, is the main sponsor for this session. So, BlueScope was founded in 1857, which is more than 150 years ago. And now the largest roofing steel roofing supply in the world, actually. And we have been here since 1994. So I'll just put a video here, just what we are doing right in the world.
Other things? Okay, silly. මේක නම් කරා මතේ නැතුව
පෙළට ඇදෙන්නද? ඒක මේ ක්ලෝස් වෙන ක්ලෝස් වුණා නම් හරියට. හරි. රෙඩ් කලර් ෂෙයා ස්ක්‍රීන් එකේ නෑ යනවා මේකේ පේන. ටෙක්නිකල්
හරි 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 මේකනේ
ෂෙයා ස්ක්‍රීන්
Thanks a lot again for the opportunity given.
Right. Thank you very much, Blue Scope. Today, presented by the sponsor for the event. Right. So we have been, talking about how you do the things in the right way. Because if you don't have a mechanisms to move forward, so there is no point of talking. How do you reach the global industry? Right now, my team and myself is doing a structural design. So the detailing, so the back office for the overseas consultants and a bit of reviewing the structural design. So anyway, I think they are also here. We do locally few projects. Right now, most of our projects are abroad. We work for the ADB World Bank project mostly because the number one, we have seen the risks coming up with this corona and everything. So at the time, I geared my team to see the overseas project to work for to have a financial stability. So at the time, if someone's looking for the local industry, I think well-established firms would sustain for another 2-3 years. But of course, mostly the local industry has started with collapsing. So what we have done is we reach the global market. So how do you reach? To reach out the global market, you don't need to be physically in Australia. You don't need to be physically in the Europe. You don't need to be there physically in the Dubai. So there are so many ways to do that. I will tell you a few projects that we are right now working with the team. So how even some people we never see, but we got the opportunity because we have promised the things and we deliver on times. Even our price are much competitively less because we wanted to win the consultant first, not the we do not want to have a profit even in the first job. Correct? The first job we wanted to say that, okay, if you use us, so we only ask the usually 10% of what you are spending and we deliver on time. Even we are ready to do any time of any times of the correction, because you know when you do the designs there are so many comments come back. Some designs we have done more than 10 times, the teams are here, but we never ask for the additional money for the first job. So they right now knowing that this is the right team for them, so we address, we work for that, and now they are coming behind us. So this is how you should be for that you should keep bit of your ego away. So we think we know everything. Actually, we know nothing. Remember, right? We know everything for us, but not for the world. So at the times when they ask, okay, you do this one, there are certain software I think we have been asked to use, which even the first time we heard the name, right? So overnight we download it and we practice it. We done the lots of mistakes and everything. We submit. We bound back with the comments. That's why. So we incorporate and we did it. So right now, if you do one software and you think the world can be, discovered, so remember you are on a wrong path. You should always be the team that works together for the result. I believe there's nothing you can earn individually. If you are a team, the interest is more. Remember, you work with very hard, right? But individually, because it may not be work at all. So the team work is always appreciated, and also the different people have a different ability. So I found in my team, one guy is even he's the engineer, he's good in report writing. So I discovered it now. He's fully dedicated for the report writing. Someone is good for the presentation making. So I 100% dedicate for that. Someone is good for the structural analysis. I found it. So he is structural analysis. Someone is good for the drawing. He's drawing. I don't want everyone to be separately work and mess out the thing. Right? So this is what I was telling. So then right now, it is important that we have been shifted our business, I think, into 3 years back, just before the corona, to this one. For example, we are doing right now agriculture, the logistic, and bit of tourism, but tourism are not there. But we do the, we have our own fleet for the buses and everything. So the trading, the cement, steel, so the engineers are doing. So if you ask for the tomorrow 100 cement bags, most probably your phone will be answered by the one of the engineer. Remember, not the salesperson. So my company doesn't have any single person, all have engineering degree. So the guys who make a teams, even the engineering. So this is not, I am telling ego with the, but I want everyone to be self-sustained. So I like that passion, because the cleaning, everything we do as a team. So we do the bit of academic things, the lessons and all. But the fourth one is my main goal for the next year, the academic institution, right? The global recognized. So that is going to be the 2023, my goal. So the team is now, all others have been given to each and every manager. So if you ask here, who is handling this trading, cement and steel, I can name 2 people. So they are handling more or less 50 million turnover per month. 50 million we are talking now. 50 million turnover per month, because they are good in numbers. If they wanted to have a job, the paid well and everything, enjoy the trip, they have been gone for the full board recently for the hotels and everything, because I loved it. That's like my team. So I see I wanted to see their smile, faces with the smile. But a stress part I take, right? If you ask why in somewhere in your any life or the business, even your career, why passive incomes or the non-technical incomes to be injected to your income part. So this is the reason. So at the age 20, probably if you earn 100,000, if you be the site engineer at the age 80,000, I would say another 30 years time, you will get, if the rupees is not depreciated anymore, you will end up with a 500,000 at the age of retirement, 1 million maximum. So the 1 million, do you want to have another 40 years time as a month? No. So right now, for us, I think we work the numbers even per month more than 70 million. That is not an income. 100% sure. Our incomes for these numbers are very low, but our financial rotation is quite sound. So when the age which we are coming to, finance controller, at the time you should have to have a money to control. So that's what right now I am doing. So then if you have a business or the entrepreneur, so then you can exponentially expand it. You don't need to go for ask the boss, can I have the salary increment on the next year? You don't need to be in the road asking the board that I want to have a next year the salary increment. So the vehicle increment. So if you are full, I don't know, the with 50 liters reduced to 20 liters, you don't need to be in the road because this is the right path. If I were asked to do this lecture for probably the art graduates, I won't tell this story. Because we are a technical people who can handle the non-technical people based on the statically calculated value. Right? All right. So then the technical things. Tomorrow, probably, let's say tomorrow, my name is good in the structural design. But day after tomorrow, another guy will come and challenging me. And he will give what I am giving 100,000, I will do the 25,000. The same work, same quality. I am out. Am I right or wrong? Right? Then the high responsibility. If you build the house, if you design the structural design, even after 50 years, if your one foundation is settled, do you responsible? So sleepless night, how many sleepless night structural engineers say, I know. Even the crack, I know. And the problem is not that. So if there's an issue, that will refer to another engineer. In our country, we'll never call this engineer to ask what happened, how do you did this calculation. Just he look at the negative angle and give all the comments to him. We don't have like, kindness heart. Go and ask, Machan, I got one review from your design. So what was happened? So then you can easily rectify it without knowing the client in the easy way. But so we all leads to show that I am the best to next. I think this is very, very common. I mean, I openly tell this is not the way to do, because we always in the university, everywhere in our curriculum also, we talk the teamwork as a part of main competency development in the curriculum. Are we doing that? How many of us have a discussion? We used to say, despite you do the 100,000 design perfectly, next one is with a small mistake. So everyone talk about this the final 1 to million mistake in this country. So we human, that is it possible? Everyone can make a mistake in their life. So that shouldn't be pointed out anywhere else. So it should be pointed out with the possibility. So if someone do the 10 out of that 9 is wrong, so that is something to be discussed. But 1,000 to 1, it's great for me. I never ask. We also get some mistakes. We also get some review. At the time, I directly call the engineer who has done. So how was done? So can you manage the balance of this? So this is how the way to do that. That's called the way of managing things. Other one is a less growth. Why? Today, when I was graduate 2009, we used to do the software analysis and the manual calculation. We do use the papers to do the manual design, and after that manual BOQ, and after that submit for the review. Oh shit, after 1 hour, the column is shifting 5 meters, finish. So everything's to be done again. The design, manual calculation, and costing. But today what will happen? Today, I have a software which you can do everything within 5 minutes. So my skills and the young generation skills is different. But we have to make sure that they are doing the right thing. Because in our case, there is a less possibility of doing the human errors. Because we sense that this bending movement, this sphere force is not possible. But here, when you do the load and the finally drawings and the BOQ is coming by the single shot of your mouse. But we need that. Now I think here, we don't do any manual calculation hereafter. In any project we requested, we don't produce. We will leave the project. We happily leave the project hereafter because we don't value that project, because we are unable to make a human effort for that. If so, I have we probably code for the 10 times now. Our price is competitive. Why? We brought down human interactions to 10% and the computer interaction to 90%, which right now mostly people do 90% human interaction and 10% the computer interaction. So we have gone for the bit of artificial intelligence at the level. So at the time, if you do the probably any changes we can do by the 5 minutes. That's why we deliver. I think sometimes I know the comments come 2:30. They were asking report back by 4:30. Will you be able to do that? I'm sure in Sri Lankan context, in the traditional way, you need at least 1 month. We have only 2 hours. So this is how I do. Not me, my team is doing. I don't mind. I don't want to now anymore learn the softwares. That era has gone. I make sure check the model. So then these transition we are not taking. That's why we are not growing. Not only the people, as a nation, we are highly vulnerable for accepting the advanced technology in our country. So the challenge who took bit earlier will definitely lead for the success, right? So right now, if anyone doing the engineering entrepreneurs, even a construction firm, so my advice right now, don't focus only for the local. Go for the international or other means. You can be a part of it. Now there are big names in the world that they don't have office. If you take ex-consultant, world number 1, they don't have a permanent staff to do their job. They 100% subcontract. Luckily, we found one now. So their name is in the South Asian number 3 consultant, right? So we work as a back office to them. We never mention our name. Even everyone has their company tags. You know why we should? If you wanted to go Singapore and establish Eco International, probably my grandson will get success. It's huge competition. But if you go Singapore and tell you this job is worth 100,000, we will do for the $1,000. Can you give it to us? Will they give it to us? Yes, because they are getting profit 99%. And make sure them to come next job to you also. Then slightly you increase the price there. You know, you can't be rich from the one job. Then after that, they all come behind you. First, you have to tell that we are a right person and the right team to deliver your job at the lowest rate. This is what I think. Though everyone goes there and established, so quite difficult, right? So this is quite our work in passion, right? So when the competitive jobs comes to us, So I asked my team, okay, you have to work 2 days continuously. So on 7 o'clock in the morning and leave day after evening. I think team is here. So then you can ask, how are you really doing it? Yes, I'm doing it. And you might ask, are there any girls? Are there any wives, husbands? Yes, everyone's. But I make sure in my company, I make a culture. Very first day I'm telling to them, here you are coming to the family. The girl next to you is your sister. You shouldn't harass in any single word. So you will knock out. So you should know who is your next girl, what fathers do, what mothers do, what is the illness they have. So if someone's mother is having the illness, we as a team, everyone know. So that's the culture we build up. So I think the girls, boys work overnight and they feel the sleep. There is a bedroom in the house. They go and sleep for the 2 hours and they come down again work. That worked for me. At the time, food's unlimited, music if they want, the coffee, I don't mind dress. This is the freedom given. So we talk this kind of office in Europe. That's what I be taught, right? You come with the shorts, you come with the laptops, you don't have a proper place to, you can, this is we did. I think, but it is not an easy task because I have to make sure if someone happened to girl, so that 100% responsible. So at the time, so there is a design manager, I said, before leaving in the evening, I said, you have to be very careful. Make sure everyone's to reach the house safely. Don't let go in the midnight. Right? So everything I look after. But the delivery will be done 48 hours. So if it is a $1,000 project, let's say in LKR 500,000, so we do with the team in a 48 hours, which others may take 3 months. So that's how we make the cost down. So this is quite challenging model initially. I don't know. Even I don't ask whether you are comfortable or not. But I can read out their faces. I never pressure them. They can, I mean, the karaoke is given. If you come to our office, you can see the copy, everything is right. So everything is given. I don't mind. I never go their table and ask, even they sleeps, I don't mind. I will never go to their side because I know they are delivering perfectly to me. Beyond that, should I check whether they are on the Facebook, they are on the Twitter? This is the attitude we should spread. We should believe younger generation. We should give a chance to them to work on their world and the freedom. They are much in I can't do this job, 100% sure. If I am individually doing this one, right? So this might take 1 month. In Sri Lankan, I have a very, very common statement. In Sri Lankan, if you wanted to drink a milk in the morning, people think I will bring a cow to home. This is the mentality we do have. Because we don't want anyone to give a single rupee. They don't think that every day I have to feed him, I have to give the water. So that they want to have a cow at the home to have a milk. This is the concept. No, you give it. Right? So then how to reach the interest? For example, you know now if you go for the foreign, now everyone's have a foreign friends working in the construction industry. Maybe Qatar, Australia, Japan, everywhere. So what I doing is I will ask, Macha, are there any jobs which we can do from the Sri Lanka? So we will definitely do whatever the cost you give it to us. So I don't mind. Even $1,000 is a big amount for us. So then I wrote 1,000 mails. So probably 2 mails work. It is enough. You got my point? But you are thinking at a home, on the chair, dreaming that I will have a job in the Qatar. That will never comes to you. You should keep trying. So my duty is that now. So I am traveling around the world. I'm going here and there. When I even go for the other visit, right? If there is a site, I enter directly. And even the Malaysia, I went. I had the official tour to Malaysia. So I went to the site. So luckily they will respond, but we haven't got the job up to now. But that is how we do. You got my point? So write the things. So if you go to the LinkedIn, There are 1,000 people right now, skilled people in the world. So write them. We will do the drawings to you. Remember, you will never get even first 5,000 mails, no reply. Maybe right email come in a 5,001. Write it. Write it. If you are flying out, especially I do. I think Tushar also know very well. Especially flying out. So I usually, even the sheets are empty in the flight. I even by the face, the way he dressed. So I calculated he should be the high rank person. So I am trying to sit over there and I will try to have a chat with them quickly. I met a guy on the flight in Singapore, right? Still didn't work it out. South Asian largest pharmaceutical guy. Right? In the flight I met. So he came here one time, but it didn't work out. But I don't know it will work out in the age of 50. So talk to the people. Right? You can sleep at home, not in the flight. The flight, you can talk to next one. So when you go for the event, if there is a big shot, we call, you try to give your visiting card and have a quick chat. Because in office, nobody will give more than 5 minutes time. Even someone catch me at the office, you will get a very small because I am in the office because of my work. So I want to push him out quickly as possible. But if someone catch me on the cafe, so I am on the free. So I can have a free time. So I don't mind any person. So I am trying to talk. So at the time, I know it works. Right? So then the email. In any company, you can find the email. Right? So write to them. No issue. The LinkedIn, right? Social medias are there. But the honest, integrity. If you can't deliver it, don't promise it. That will not tarnish your name only. It will tarnish the entire country. So if you do some mistakes for any foreign country, so they don't want to touch the second engineer in this country. So don't overpromise what you can do. So I always like to do as a first part a drawing. Drawing, there is no mistake. No? Then I done this one. I am trying to go for the next level. Bit of structural analysis and the design report. After that, the final report. So likewise, I don't want to say that I will do entire things because you can be a lot of mistakes. Then you will easily get knocked out. And also you need to have a bit of time to read the person. I didn't understand the person who wants this. Probably we recently found that the design report changed. I will tell you that. So then someone want to have the calculation in the annex. In our design reports, we usually put the calculation in the main report. But we found in the one specification right now in recent project, in a main report, you don't put anything. Then the project names, where is it and everything. All the calculation are in the annex. Very, very straight. For that, you have to accept it. So then I didn't go for the argue that. Why should I argue? That's what they want. You give it. Even the better version you have. But you give first what they want. And after become a friends and everything, you start fighting what you try to give what you want. But up to that, you have to work hard. This is also one mistake. My question is, do engineer needs to do the engineering job? The doctors to be run the medical firm? The lawyers to be run the lawyers firm? No at all. Nothing at all. I think if you want to have tomorrow the restaurant in any of here, the hotel, if you have a confidence that I'm going to do that, 95% you done. The 5% you need the skills to add top of that. The confidence is the number one. So everyone, you need to make sure that you can deliver it. Anyhow you can deliver. If tomorrow someone asks whether you can design the Eiffel Tower, I would say yes. Why? The guy who did the Eiffel Tower is the first time he did for them. So you got my point? So the greatest thing in the world, anyone done at his first time. So the confidence I have, I can done it. I can do it. So that confidence you have to build. To build up the confidence, that's why I learned the lesson at the age of 8, that the failure is a mode of the success. So tomorrow, if someone asks any challenges, even I don't, someone asks anything to do, I accept the challenge, because the world is on the fingertips now. You Google, everything comes to. So everything you can copy somewhere. Right? So this is what I will tell you now. I have talking about few things what you have to do. So this is the recent project we have done. The Saudi Arabia, the Neom City, the world largest infrastructure project in 2023 and the 2028. So we have done the 5-kilometer stormwater. I think we are not supposed to tell this one till the 15th, but I will tell. This is we done as a back office. So this project is done for the Kuwait company. So that was given another consultant. So 100% done by ourselves. 100% we done in Sri Lanka. So at the time, I know team also got afraid. Right? When I am accepting, so I know this is going to be the hard task, but I never show them that, show the gravity of that. I said I got the job. This is very easy. I went home. Right? Even I'm not a readable man. So I never read that tender also. I just pass and come to and explain it. So then only I also realized this is going to be a big task. Right? No, that's true. Even I thought at the time he sent a small mail, blah, blah, blah. So there is a document. Anyway, documents are coming. This is the reality. If probably I read it, I won't accept it. So then it's come. So then the one guy come and tell, so we have to do this one. One guy come and tell. Then again I went home. Oh, don't worry. But the third day, I asked specifically do task by task. We submit, got rejected. I think we got more than 50 comments, 60 odd comments. Right? But if you get the comments, mean you are in. If you get rejected, you are out. You got my point? So I mean, probably what we have done 100%, the 95% not acceptable to them, initial report. But they have a confidence that we deliver it. Then the next one, 60%, 50%, likewise. I think 1 week, every day, these guys are not even going home. But we perfectly deliver it. Now we have been asked for the next project, the price we have been given, that also 100% comes to us, 100% sure. Because they don't find this profit. But the next profit, I have given a bit of higher value. That's where you have to learn. That's how the millions come to you. What happened to our younger generation? They get the degree and come out. First chat with the father, I want to start the 50 by 50 meters factory. You have to bring this machine to here. The 100 people employed. So the next month, 10 million profit. This is what the people wants to do, the younger generation. Is that, can it be happen? No. If so, the people will do everyday factories, the rich people. So first, you earn first 1 rupee successfully. First 1 rupee, you have to make sure to earn successfully. Then 10 rupees, then 100 rupees, then 1,000, then 100,000, 1 million, 10 million. So it takes, the example which I am taking is to have a baby for the mother, it needs 10 months. Am I right or wrong? To have a baby for the mother, it needs 10 months. Am I right? But having 10 mothers, can you have a baby in 1 month? Can you? You may not be able to do that. Mother, you need a 10 months to have a baby. But if you take 10 mothers, can you have a baby in 1 month? You may not be able to do. So the early success, don't expect, guys. Especially what I am saying to the young generation. So the early success will even never last. So make your foundation very strong. If you have a strong foundation, you can have a single story, 2-story, 3-story, whatever. Right? If you put the single story foundation and after you put in it, you wanted to extend for the 3-story, quite difficult. So strong foundation is absolutely need for the success. For that, you need to have a lot of experience. So today, if someone come and hit me, I never take my hands off. If someone, even for the road, in my mistake, if someone trishaw man come and hit me, I never take my hand up. Why? Because he's a trishaw. My life value is more than that. If I am hit him, he will next bring the knife. So you should know the value of your life. You should fight with the same attire in your life. Mostly people in the road, I would say, I mean, these are the mistakes we do. If trishaw man do some mistake, who will get the blame? The one who your wife next sitting to you. Nobody will get out and shout the driver. Right? So that's why you need bit of calm. Right? So this is the one of the greater the project we did, the New Muthol Tunnel and Torrington. So one of our client also here from the CMC. So this is also quite challenge project, right? So why they have selected us, I will tell right now, though they're here, because there are so many design engineers are here. I would say initially 15, right, Usha? More than 15. Finally, I don't want to say, maybe we did everything for them. 100% design report by ourselves. Proudly we are saying. Design engineer also here, right? It was very hard. We never done the tunnel. It is a, you know, but we had a confidence and we have a good teams. We can do the analysis, everything. We know the fundamental. So that we deliver. We recently delivered the project 100%. So this is the flat one. So this is some of the works on that, right? So this is a ADB funded project, elevated highway project in the Colombo, right? So everyone's known right now. The project is ongoing. So we've been the part of the review for that. Especially the post tensions and all. So we got recently, we have done the models and everything. So if you name, I would say the ADB funders, World Bank, at 5 projects, we are there at least for the 4. As a designer or else the reviewer. This is where we are. So then we don't have enemies and the competitors in the industry. Because we know that a lot of high-rise guys are here. But remember, to do a lot of infrastructure project, there are foreigners comes to in. When we are going to stop that? When we are many infrastructure you name. So the design import. So let's break that one. We are open. For example, any engineer comes to us with the project, because we are a team. Finally, we want everyone to make success, right? So these are the things, right? So some of the projects we did with the blue scope, right? So they are the goal. So this is quite an interesting project. So we done almost the building within 4 months. I mean, the final now finish it. So the first time I think ever in history, the Sri Lanka, the 6-story building, I believe, 100% completion from the foundation to the opening within 6 months. So the prefabricator, the here designer and the contractor myself. I don't know if someone's did it very great. So 6 months. So we start December 19th or somewhere. 19th or somewhere. We open it May 1st for their classes. It's a tuition class. So the 100% we completed it. How do you do? 100% project management. 100% project management. Nothing else. So this project, I know there are so many buildings going around the country. So this take at least 1.5 years, 2 years. So why we can't do it? This is not my, genius talent. This is something we talk with the client. you should support us the cash flow. You shouldn't break it. So we have endorsed it. We have talked to the bank, you pay directly to them. I think the blue scope are here. So the 100% we initially asked them to pay the back to the blue scope directly. Right? So then the fabrication are ready at the time. Right? Then scaffolding we put at a only single time. The brick, plastering, painting, done. I don't know whether you believe it or not. The building is in a goal. You go and see. So we are, I think, almost this is a 40,000. 42,000 square feet. And remember, this building entrance is 10 feet, only 500 meters. You have all the vehicles, rivers, and etc. This is what I'm telling you. Master the after certain years, not anymore the technical, the management. If you go, I mean, if you become the mature, maybe my theories will not work for 100%, but I will again and again say 90% it works. I'm not philosophically talk here because I 100% where I deliver the lectures or the keynotes. So I tell what I have done. I don't want to give hopes which I have not tried. Right? So this is the project. Right? So the 6 month, remember, first from the first stone layer. And right now also we are doing the similar building in the Nigambu. This is how we did it. The old floors concreting at once. I remember at one time 150 people are working. Right? This is how we see the slide. For example, roof is not finished, the wall is doing at the ground floor. But people are not thinking about it. The people here think that you have to put entire structure first and then you come to the brick. If you take the project management, the planning, so this is how. Then the plastering come after all the blocks done. Why should you work? There might be smaller crack. Repair it after that. Right? So this is one of the project we did for the nail shift. One of the last project which came after the war. Right? We won this one. So the co-international engineering, local government. This is called the nail shift project. Why I am saying this one? So actually, you know, I'm out of the country from 2010 to 2016 for my PhD, and I worked there. So all these miracles have been done over the last 6 years. Even my business registration is less than 5 years. But today we are working with almost close to 1 billion turnover per annum. 1 billion. I mean, 2024, definitely, I think today also I told my teams in the morning, we will hit for that. This is where we are working. It means 1 billion, if you divide, let's say, so at least you have to make 60 millions per month. So every day, 2 million, you have to have a transaction. Every day, 2 billion. So every day, 2 million is if you divide by 8 hours. So the time I am here for the 2.5, every hour, you have to find the 2 lakhs. So every hour, so that we are getting the turnovers 200,000, 2 lakhs. But not the engineering. Trust me, engineering will only contribute in 2024, 10%. The 90% will be the non-technical business, which I found a sustainable model for the economic crisis and also the company sustainable. That's why I'm proudly saying you don't have any issue for the next year. 2023, you note it as a done. But we work for the 2024 confidently. You got my point? But if I'm engineering wise, if I'm only technically oriented, so I will still have the sleepless night. I have to still have the cry, which I have done 20 years back due to this crisis. So I don't mind. I don't mind my team will not have jobs on the next month because we have other incomes to pay off them. You got my point? So then the Sri Lankan 90% businesses are dying. Why? The focus is only one objective. They will never diversify, right? So we are coming to the end. This is an airship. So one of the project we did in the Babco, Bahrain, right, in 2019, right? So these are the things we just write the mail and we got the offers. This is the guy I met in a solar project, right? In somewhere, China. Then I said, we are doing everything, structural assessment and everything. He suddenly say, we have a project in BAPCO. You need to do the structural assessment. I said, okay, let me know. I had a visit in China 2018 for the one solar power project, right? So at the time I told this story to him. When I think in the social media very well me, wherever I go, I do the networking. I put the seeds. So if the environment is right, that will grow. The environment is not, that will go for the trade, no problem. Wherever I go, I well prepare. Even let's say now, I go for let's say Singapore, I try to bring few packets of the tea. And if there is a shop, I will give. So if this is my product, can you give order to me? No, I'm seriously telling. You shouldn't laugh it. If it's work, probably in another 30 years time, so I will be one of the tea exporter in country. At that time, will you laugh me? No. You will never laugh me. Remember, at that time, probably, no worries. So this is a BAPCO modernization project. No, I wanted to be honest. I will open it because I don't have a single ego in my life. So where I started and where I ended, I'm telling because I like my teams, my people in early success their life. But every time, I think I give the advice more than the technical things to them. Right? Right. So this is one story, I think. How do you work with the friends? The Dr. Tushara is here. He's a CEO of Tenuki Japan. Right? I think, I don't know, this should be told publicly. But anyway, so we are at that time Eco International. We know that I am good in design. He know that he is good in construction. So he is my, colleagues every day we meet. Right? You need a good friends also in the life to share anything. Right? So I remember, I don't want to tell the project. There was a project. Right? So it is 150 million. Right? At the time, it's like, no other projects in the country. It's a big project. He told me, Machan, there is a project. Shall we try it off? I said, okay, Machan. So that kind of project I have never done. I am sure he has never done. Right? So then the morning, this is what I'm saying, the confident, if you have a right confident, 90%, 95% you done. The morning I came to university because we are senior lecturer at the Open University. At the time, I had another meeting. Then I said, Machan, I am unable to come. Can you go? He got angry with me. I don't also go. Yeah. Then again, I'm again surrender to him, we'll go. So we went the meeting and it was given the scope. I think at the time, I had only one design engineer, I remember. So they will tell, you have to do everything within 1 week and everything. So I have given the talk very nicely, I'm good in to make a dot to ball. Right? So that's because I know that I can do it. This is what I have, it's a dot, but I can tell it as a ball. Right? So then I said, okay, we will do this one like, okay, so we will send a Tuesday and Wednesday, we will move to the site. Then they anyway convinced. But big giant also there. Then we came, job is offered. Right? So this is what I'm telling. The self-understanding in between. At the time, I know, even the account, we do have less than 100,000. We were offered 150 million job. But beyond that, we shouldn't tell, it's a bit of a, but project is delivered on time. For the particular company, that's become a monument because the largest span in the country, I think right now we have a record, steel building in between 2 columns. We did it. He and myself, 3 months. Others request, I think, if I am not wrong, 6 to 8 months. We have delivered the job. He don't have any single person to as a worker. So I don't have. But having known the confidence, we did the 150 million job within 3 months. You got my point? So this is called 100% confident. Singapore style. So he used to take. The younger people, probably, I'm telling to you, you have huge capacity. But anyway, if someone asks your ability, you have 95%. But our country, 5% inability we talk. I may not be able to do that. I have to think about it. This is what people are telling. So some people now, for example, they are coming to interview. Then I asked, okay, job is offered. Can you come? Then he said, I want to talk with the wife. So then I asked, why you come for the interview? This is what Sri Lankan is like. They wanted to try and then let's decide. They don't decide and come. So remember, in your first few years in career, work under the good bosses. This I did. This I very well done. I have acknowledged my design. The people, Mr. Dantanarayan, Mr. Jayant Kumar Strat. So they were the good teachers actually at that time. And we were also not go behind the money. So we learned it very carefully, the structural thing. They teach very well. So at the time we got offered, but we wanted to learn it. That's why sometimes the business over the friends is also working. But you should know your limits. Right now, still we are working over the last 5 years in a silent mode. In some project, we do for the free of charge. He do for some project, he do for the free of charge because we have to win somewhere. This is how we work. The money is not at all the, the value at the end. Sometimes to have these model is work. So that's why I'm telling. I don't think you should beat someone. If you are starting doing something, it should not targeting someone. It should not targeting to beat someone. Right? So always, if you can work collaterally, that's the best. So still I talk to every structural engineer today. Can we have a part of your job? Drawing. Because I like to give someone at the home right now, engineers, to occupy themselves. Not because of anything, to give a hopes for their parents. Because once graduated, the parents are looking, sometimes they engage, not the money. They wanted to see. So then I'm trying to expand it. So usually the people comes to me, I never send back. I will anyhow occupy it in somewhere. So that's how the teams become larger. Right? Right. So I think everyone's clear now. Huge opportunities in the global market. It should be I would say. So that if someone has a secret, is keep trying. 10,000 mail, the 10,001 will work. You should stop by the 50 mails. You talk every friends. I would say my messenger, if you want. Yesterday, probably I have wrote every Australian friends. I am coming. I will be leaving to Melbourne for the 1 month in another 3 days. I will come into Melbourne. I wanted to see. Why? Maybe the opportunities are there. He is having the construction site. I will tell this is what I do. Having a coffee and make it into the business. So I wrote everyone in the FB through the messenger before I go in the Australia. I am going for the academic work to the Melbourne Uni. But at the same time, I wrote everyone in the Melbourne. Then I'm back. I'm going to the Sydney and the Queensland. So everyone I right now I have more than 100 appointments. I'm sure 2 of them will be success. So we have already bidded 1 project from here. Teams knows it. So we will be probably that job 100% we will get it now. You got my point? So this is what called the planning. If you been tomorrow offered the Italy tour, so Switzerland tour, you can enjoy the Alpha mountains and everything. By the way, think about again back to Switzerland to the business, something else. That's how you should enjoy it. And I don't sleep at usually in the foreign visit. Tushara knows we don't sleep. We are on train or the road. We go everywhere and we usually take 2-3 keys in the room. We go this side and come back. We don't care each other. After going somewhere, Singapore, he goes this side, I go this side. So then still we are trying to make an engagement. You got my point? So this is how your young age should work. You are still, if you have kids at the home, I will request, spend the time with them full time, and mold them out for the success. Don't them to be learned from the society. The countries fails everywhere, right? So this is the final things I wanted to tell. The life, the way you born cannot be changed, because it's not your hopes, it's your parents or someone's. You comes this world. You comes with, poor family. You probably in the small village. You go by walk to school, that I did, right? You have to work hard, everything. So that's completely all right. But if you die the way you came, so don't blame your parents, society, and anyone else. That is your mistake. That is 100% your mistake. Because I am telling, look at me. I was starting my career hard at the age of 8 in school, grade 3. Right? So today I am reaching to my retirement. I openly say, I am telling my team also, at the age of 40, another 2 years, I will not work anymore. Right? So you notice somewhere I will not work. It doesn't mean that I will sleep. It will not take any stress to my life. I start again having my younger life. Right? So it means traveling, enjoy. Right now also started now. Right now also already there. So my background is that. But probably people can tell, is it impossible to have everyone? Yes, that's why world have a different layers. But you think you wanted to be the ordinary or the extra talented or the extra performance. So if you wanted to go there, you work hard. You work over the night. You make mistake. You do anything you want. You keep trying. Then the day will come. The success in short stay. So I always say, people, if you hate today yourself, the way you came, so it was done something wrong with your life. But still you can change this tomorrow. To make tomorrow different, right? You have to make a different effort today. That everyone needs to do. Right? So these are the 3 things I think we could find the balance in life. One thing is a happiness, the money and the time. So if you not balance these 3 legs, so your chair won't be stable. But I don't say money is 100 millions or the 100,000. It is up to you to put the ceiling. Time. So if you are every day going home at the 10 o'clock, so you are a wrong father. Take my word. Unless or otherwise, especially you have been given, like you work somewhere, but purposely you are delayed, which you may reach your home earlier. That's you are not good father. You are not good family member. Right? Because if you have not done the last 10 years, still you are late. Remember, next 10 years also you are late. No doubt on that. Right? But occasionally, yes, of course. And the happiness. How much you are happy on your life? So I would say, I don't know, the word I use 100% is correct or wrong. So that has to be said. But I am happy. If everything lost tomorrow, still I am happy. So I would say, for example, in all the business, I would say I have outstanding of 100 million to collect from the industry in any business. I sleep very well tonight. Why? Because my life is better compared to age 8, which I brought the clay, and today I have a good place to sleep. So I don't mind these 100 millions. That doesn't mean that I'm rich. But I understand that the life which I was started and today is far better. So why should I worry? Why people are worried today? So probably they don't want to take their company collapse. They don't want to see. But nobody, if the company is collapsed, they don't want to have an issue on their life. Why should they worry? Because all these are the temporary thing. But you keep trying for this cash collection, everything, but limited for the 8 hours you work at office. If you bring this to your home, then remember your father at your age telling the story nicely in your bed. You know, you eat together with your parents. Remember, that's the environment we make strong today. That you are not given to them is, I said, offense, criminal offense. The parents today is doing the biggest mistake in their life is not sharing their hard life experience to their kids. Take 1 hour and tell, this is how we earn, this is how we eat, this is how we go to the school. Then know that, then they are know that, so how the life was hard. So show the bottom. Finally, this is somewhere I am right now, right? So I will tell. So even you can see here, I took engineering off now. Because engineering will not contribute. My main total passive income less, I would say less than 5% now. So these are all, right? Right now we are in the business. So I don't mind, I'm selling cement, I'm selling steel. So I don't have any issue to tell in public because I'm doing the right business. You got my point? So I am doing the right business. So tomorrow we know that the business to be sustained, everyone's to be happy. For that, I love to do after 2 years this part. All this, even I can manage in a different planet, not the different country even. If I have a chance to go the different planet in another 5 years time, this business still can manage with the internet. So remember, tomorrow, if you are not being able, disabled or something, so if you still, you feel the afraid, you are too late, you are a bit on the wrong direction. That's why I'm pushing everyone. Maybe initially also I said this theory will not work 100%, but I would say 90% yes. The young generation, everyone's, right? So took the time given more than, but with this last ending, I would like to conclude the presentation. So thank you very much for the Blue Scope once again, the great product in the steel construction, the roofing sheet, gutters, decking sheets, every fasteners and all. And also I would this time remember all my teachers, even the primary education schools and everyone, especially the university teachers and everyone, right? Remember, right? At the age of 60, nobody look at your performance. At the age of 60, 50, you start thinking what you have done for the society. Keep some time reserved for that. Then remember, whatever you have in another 20 years time, you have to left. You have to leave. So knowing that, work today. But anyway, I would say the young generation, you should success than us because we are a bit of hard working. Physical interaction are much higher. So the world had lot of chances. We are open. If you come to our office, we will show the environment, what we are doing anytime. So anyone's wanted to join for the short period, we let them to educate. If someone want to learn the softwares, any design arrangement, you come and learn 100% free. Because we believe that not the individual should growth in this country. Entire country should grow. So if someone growth doesn't make any sense. So everyone in this country should rise together, right? So remember that you work hard, make sure you do have the retirement. You should have to have a happy life, everything. It's irrespective of the engineering, medicine, lawyer, or whatever, right? But anyway, if you are suffering today for any financial issues, today go and take a paper and look where you went wrong. Then if you start doing something, if you start thinking something, start tomorrow. That is the best time for that. Don't leave for another year, right? So once again, thank you very much for the long speech. And I would really appreciate the civil engineering sectional committee chairman giving this opportunity, and also the President IESL, and also the members, council members, and Dr. Tushar and my colleagues, and Engineer Deepika from the CMC, and all other volunteers who came for this event. I think I wish everyone to be success in your future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Laksri Pradeep. So you listen to engineer Dr. Tantrige Laksri Pradeep. I'm sure there's an entrepreneur within yourself. All of you, please think about it. Because we are talking about, we have a lot of challenges in year 2023. So if you just become an engineer, it will be very difficult to face for this particular year, especially in these economic challenges. But please allow that particular entrepreneur within yourself to grow up and give some job opportunities to other engineers as well. Just think about it. So with that statement, I would say now it's time to give a token of appreciation to our resource person, Engineer Dr. Tantrige Pradeep Laksri. So may I kindly invite Engineer Ms. Kamala Gunawardana to give that token of appreciation to our resource person, Engineer Dr. Tantrige Laksri. Please. So I know it's very difficult to do a speech after Dr. Pradeep Laksri because you have learned a lot, but I think it's my duty to do a formal vote of thanks. Let me do it. I take the pride of delivering this vote of thanks at the end of this impressive presentation, which is organized by technical and non-technical subcommittees of Civil Engineering Sectional Committee. Thank you very much. Here we have those organizers. Thank you very much. Also, at this point, I like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsor, Blue Scope Lysat Lanka Private Limited. I would like to especially thank Mr. M. Vishwanath, Country Manager, and Engineer Kemantha Perra, General Manager of Blue Scope Lysat Lanka Private Limited. Thank you very much. And also, I want to say thank you to our IESL Secretariat for organizing this event. And I have a very special message that is about our next session. A special reminder, the next presentation or the webinar is on the 3rd January by Professor Janaka Ruwanpura, who is residing in Canada and in a vacation here. At present, hope you will attend that too. So the date is 3rd January. So our resource person will be Professor Janaka Ruwanpura. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you.